Hello, listeners. Welcome to Jam. It's Adrian here with Jason and Mandy. Today, we're going to talk about bodies, specifically the body image industry and how it affects people.
Good topic. I think it is definitely in America for sure. Not sure about the rest of the country though, or the world. Excuse me.
No.
Yeah,
Eastern beauty standards are also really, really high.
Right.
So.
I mean, when you order off of any like take Wish or any of those kind of sites, you always have to figure out an upsize because a Asian size large is not even a European or an American size.
Well, no, and that's because their people are just smaller. But I think the part that gets me is when Eastern countries, they're looking at the West for beauty standards, and they start shaping their faces to look like us because we are still the center of this problem.
Right.
Hilariously
well,
enough.
Also, in the Asian culture, they there's surgery they can get for their eyes to
make them whiter.
Yeah. And then I know I've seen some videos on Facebook where they literally take putty and put on their nose to make their nose fill out, or tape to tape their
that's what a lot of the surgeries are too. Yeah, is the jaw shaping surgeries. Now,
you have it the other way too. Sorry to cut you off, but you have it the other way too because they'll tape. What do they? They'll tape their feet.
No, that is actually that tradition's actually died down a lot.
Oh,
that's an old tradition.
And it was the geisha.
Yes.
Right. They would buy basically your royalty or your higher class women would do that because it was a form of beauty because they were too delicate or too important to work or walk on their feet.
That and it actually kept them from being able to physically run.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, there's more to that.
Yeah, no.
Interesting.
Now, disclaimer before we start, a note about plastic surgeries. I personally do not care about plastic surgeries. I do not think plastic surgeries are a big deal. I think if you want to alter your body, you should be able to do it however you damn well please. But the problem that I have with this is the fact that a lot of people feel like they have to feel like they're important or that they're beautiful. So we sort of breed that culture into people, and we influence their desire to change their body instead of them just making it on their own.
Right. Oh yeah, most definitely. You bring up that word influencer, and then you go to like Instagram and that type of thing.
You don't even have to go to Instagram. Just turn on your TV.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Well, sure, everywhere. But specifically, if you do like that kind of thing in the movies and whatnot, you got stars like Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Hugh Jackman and Chris Pratt that went through these extreme changes, some of them to get just ripped muscles and all that kind of stuff. Because I think that there's a misconception that it's only the female that has the body image of whatever that needs to be.
Right. Well, like Chris Evans did it for the Captain America role, and he did it as much as he could, and they even CGI'd him down even skinnier even further because it had to fit the role, but he just could not physically get that tiny. And then you have also Jared Leto, who had a role where he played a trans woman who had AIDS, and he's a method actor, so he literally
had to do it for
did a diet where he didn't eat or only took in so much to live, and it actually some of the actors have done it so much that doctors have told them, and of course this is just what I've read through certain things, probably not verified, certified, all that, but doctors have told them that if they keep continuing to do it, it would kill them.
Right.
Yeah.
And while I understand your side of it and what you're saying is that's going the opposite way. What I'm actually going towards is if you look back at just the movie industry over the past couple of years, 3-5 years or whatever, a lot of the top grossing movies deal with superhero stories. And in those superhero stories, the ideal quote unquote male physiques are shown repeatedly, and the message is sent out there through these movies that in order to be brave, in order to be dependable and honorable, you need big muscles to be that man.
Well, right. Take the one that played Aquaman. Jason
Mahama. I don't. Is it?
Momoa. Jason Momoa.
Thank you.
He did. He worked out and he got all those muscles and all of that to play Aquaman and play other, built guys. When he took time off and was spending it with his family, he had just a regular dad bod, and it wasn't that he was fat. It wasn't anything. He just took time off of working out and eating, a strict diet, and he got maybe a little bit of a belly or something like that. And they were literally body shaming him, and he didn't look hardly different.
No, he was healthy. And here's the thing about all your superhero movies. They to get that build, you have to do nothing but work out. And here's the scary part: you have to dehydrate yourself, because for your skin to stick that hard to muscle, it needs very little to no water, and that is so dangerous and just not okay and disgusting.
Well, very true, but also people don't realize that those bodies, they're only obtainable by a small number of the male community.
Yeah.
Most of the male population can't get that ripped or that big. So
it's almost,
and it's sad because that's the associated idea with masculinity, is to be big and ripped.
it's almost a full-time job to do that. You have to go to the gym for 2 to 3 hours and keep that up and daily and consume the right calories and the right nutrients to get that. It's a routine on its own. It's almost a full-time job on its own to do that. Plus, it is so expensive to do that.
I'm glad you brought up expensive. I've seen that they say that the estimated average American adult spends $110,000 throughout their lifetime on just health and fitness costs.
That's why it's an industry of its own.
Right. Yeah. I am all for being healthy and, going to the gym. If that's what you want to achieve for yourself, then you be you. If you're doing it for other people, it's not something that's making you happy. Why spend time doing that?
Right. No, and
because it's like the grass is always greener on the other side thing. It's no matter what you do, someone's going to find something else that's wrong with you.
Yeah, if you're not trying to live a healthy lifestyle for your own benefit and you're doing it because someone says you should, then you're not going to actually see any results. I've watched people I know personally go through so many diets, and these are people that ended up developing eating disorders because they were just on diet after diet after diet, and they had a perfectly healthy body weight. I mean, one of the people I know I used to work with, and she was not young, but she kept trying to get the body of a young woman, and she was also a mom, and that takes effect on the body. You can't just wish away excess skin, and it's not a bad thing to have that, which is what makes this industry just that much more disgusting.
Right. Instead of teaching people to try and get rid of things you don't like about yourself, we need to start teaching people and starting with kids, because it's like that's where their target is. And just be accepting, and if you don't like that you have a flabby stomach, instead of spending thousands of dollars on lipo every so often, just find ways to dress it down. to accentuate other parts of your body where that draws the focus in the eye and not the other parts that you don't like.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that either, because that's to say that, I mean, a flabby stomach isn't out of the normal. It should just be accepted.
If that's something you don't like about yourself and you're working on it for you, and it's still a source of a sore spot for you, and you're trying to draw attention away from that, then you can wear clothes and accessories that draw the eye away from certain parts of your body.
I feel like we try to cover these things up for other people's benefit, and it's not, who gives a shit?
No, absolutely. And the problem is with the prevalence of Instagram and Facebook, if you do a little bit of looking up, their monthly combined user count is 43% of the global population monthly are on these two things. So the younger generation is exposed to the images and videos of people shredded, muscled up, and in the gym working out every single day.
And likely photoshopped.
Right, but it's also...
or on steroids.
Right, but it's also... A lot of it is... They see a lot of shaming, image shaming. And that also, I mean, if they have a belly and they're seeing someone online get shamed because they have a belly, well, I can't have a belly because I'm going to get shamed because they don't like, someone without with the belly. So I'm going to get rid of mine.
The internet has opened up avenues for anyone that wants to be a giant dickhead to just go on there and be a giant dickhead. I personally don't agree with it, but I mean, other people, if you say, hey, stop that shit, are going to call out, boo, you can't censor assholes. But yes, you can censor assholes.
Well, this is what I find funny is there's a whole big anti-bullying movement from parents.
And parents are usually the bullies.
Yet on Facebook, if you go into any conversation in any group that you're on, you have grown adults
saying the grossest
bullying
shit.
Other people. They will go as far as to go to that person's profile,
take their picture,
and then come back and just shit on everything about it.
I've only ever seen that done with someone. So it starts over an argument. Nobody really gives a shit what you look like until you disagree with them. Then all of a sudden you're the ugliest motherfucker on the face of the planet, which would not have been the case had you agreed with them. So
right, and not only that, but they even take it farther and they attack the family. Mm-hmm. And it's
that's called doxing. We can do an episode on that if you'd like. So with that in mind, Jason, you're talking about the body image issues in men. I like to reflect on the time that we were looking for images. So they have these before and after images of models, what they look like during/before the shoot when all the bloating is down and everything, and then after, once all the bloating comes back. And we were looking, and the only images of this instant we could find were women, and there were very little to none for men when we looked for this, because it happens in men too. Everyone has a stomach. It's going to bloat throughout the day depending on what you eat and how you drink. And so the difference of someone in the morning versus someone at night is very common. And the only photos that we could find of this instant were of women. There were 0 of men.
That's right.
So, do you think it's more targeted toward women than men?
It seems to be like the whole the whole body positivity thing seems to be focused on the females for some reason, while the media is just there bashing men in the face with, you got to be lean, you got to be healthy, you got to be muscular, and then the males are just struggling with their body images. And if they're dad bods, all of a sudden this has become a thing, right? Everybody seems to try to be okay with it.
Well, and see, this is a new phenomenon, hilariously enough, because, what was it? The old sitcoms where it was, and I hate the phrasing that we use for this trope, but it's fat, ugly bastard and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
and that was like, I don't know, the American normal, that it was portrayed to men that it's okay to be slobby and lazy and big, which is fine. The being big part's not the problem in that trope.
Right. It's all
But
the
now
other
we're all
things.
coming back saying, "Oh, you can't have a dad bod. You've got to look like this. You have to be cut." and
Oh, yeah.
lean."
You got to be cut. Here, you got to be cut. You better be over 6 foot tall, and you better have a head of hair. Otherwise, there's a problem. All of those things are what is in the male body imaging issues that are going on right now. And the hair loss industry alone is estimated to be worth $1.5 billion.
It's really funny to me that the hair loss industry is so big, and then you have a whole other group of people that is like men with long hair, sissies. So I'm like, but what do you want really?
Right? You can't have it both ways. And that's the problem. The men with the thinning or no hair, they're getting the stereotypes because they're less attractive, they're less agreeable, they're less assertive. There's even research that shows that the men that have hair loss are linked to feelings of inadequacy, depression, stress, and low self-esteem.
I can see that.
So they're dealing with the hair loss. Then the short men, unfortunately, they're associated. They're going against, because the taller men, they're perceived to be have higher charisma and more educated, better leadership qualities. They increase their career success, and they even have a more robust dating lives than the shorter guys.
Now, when it comes to male body image issues, they're absolutely valid, but do you feel like there is a social leniency more for men than there is for women? Because I do. I feel like there is more social leniency for men to be bigger, and it's absolutely shameful for any woman to be fat ever.
I agree with you, but I will say that toward the men, I think it's more passive aggressive.
That's fair.
They're not so blatant with it. They're kind of doing it from the outskirts, and that's why they'll show the male cologne is some ripped cut model all the time. When have you seen a normal guy doing
Axe.
a Giorgio Armani or whatever perfume?
That's fair.
You know what I mean? They're all shirtless. They're all ripped. Their body hair is taken off or down. They've got full head of hair. They've got the whole cut look.
But is this for the female gaze?
Sure, it could be for the female gaze, but a lot of it is still showing that, guys, if you want females to notice you,
This is fair.
this is what you should look like.
Right, but I would be curious to see a study on how many men go out and buy all of this cologne or certain types of cologne, or their partners purchase it for them, which is why they're trying to target the female.
Because hygiene in male communities, so that we still have people telling men, like we have cis men telling other cis men that washing your face is gay. So I don't.
While they say that, the skincare industry of the males has increased tenfold.
Well, good. We finally come to a point where men are taking care of their skin.
Sure,
but you
but
have-
it's also because they're trying to fit into that new model that they need to be.
You have a rise of the metrosexual male. And
I don't even know if you'd call it that. They are trying to get the other sex to notice them. 100%. Since 1997, male cosmetic procedures have increased by 325%.
But what did you have going on around 1997? The start of the metrosexual. Because you had people like Ryan Seacrest and other men personalities
I have a
open and out there going, yes, I go get my nails done. Yes, I go get my hair done.
Well,
yes, I go get this done. Yes, I go do the skin treatment.
I agree with you, but now we're talking different. We're talking liposuction, nose surgery, eyelid surgery,
Those are more extreme.
male breast reduction,
Okay.
and facelifts in order for men to look like the new model that the media is showing.
So what you're telling me is men are now going through what women have gone through for far longer, where they've had to go get liposuction. They've had to go get facelifts. They had to go get all this stuff done that you just named to get males to notice them.
Yes. So I feel like it's part of that. And I feel like it's also the passive aggressive nature of how it is being portrayed to men on the outskirts. All the movies. I mean, look at everything that it's being done to them. So yes, it does. It's what the females have gone through for however long is now started with the males.
My thought is someone came up with the concept. We've been doing this with women for I don't know how long. Let's switch it, go after the males,
I guess
and
that's
double our income.
I guess that's why we started seeing a rise in hygiene is gay, because for the longest time men were not necessarily taught how to not take care of themselves. This wording doesn't make sense. Hold on. Men weren't taught how to take care of themselves, and because of that, we're now seeing a rise in its marketability.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because I can tell
see
you
that.
this. Every cologne that my dad had, my mom bought.
That is interesting.
Most working men don't give a shit if they smell or not, so.
Yeah, I can see
He
that
used
too.
whatever body wash that was in there. He used whatever shampoo was in there. He used whatever soap was in there. The cologne he got, my mom bought. He didn't care.
Right. So things like Fitspo and Thinspo absolutely mostly target women, but we are absolutely seeing a rise of it being geared towards men. But why wouldn't you want to double your profit?
Well, right.
Oh, absolutely.
But in order to make a profit and sell, you've got to give that persona of if you don't look this way, then you're not going to meet anyone.
Yeah, you're not desirable, you're not attractive, and Western society does a really disgusting thing, which is attach your self-worth to your attractiveness.
And we're also actually seeing kind of the reverse for women. Because I know like Adore Me and I don't know, maybe even Victoria's Secret. I'm not sure.
Victoria's Secret is trying, kind of, but mostly
Yeah.
because they want to keep making money. So.
Right. But Adore Me, they have, not only do they do the double and the triple size lingerie, but they also have the models for them up front and center. They have your size 0 all the way to size 30 something, 20 something. You have your A's to your double H's, triple H's, whatever size, and it's all front and center. They have all body types.
Good.
They have African American women, they have Indian women, they have white women, they have Hispanic women, they have, it's just all inclusive. And that's why I like that brand, is because it shows all inclusiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you see a Victoria's Secret commercial, it's still a size 0 A cup model.
I want to get to the point where we stop praising bra companies for being inclusive, especially since bra companies are profiting off of women not wanting their tits to be saggy, when studies have proven it doesn't fucking matter if you wear a bra or not.
Yes, however, while I'm not as big as some women, I am still big. And to have that lift it up out of your way when you're trying to do something, you do need them.
When I was a triple D, they were more in my way when I was wearing a bra. But I
Really?
was also wearing scantily clad bras, so.
I wear supportive and lifting bras.
So this also goes into the bedroom, because let's talk about penis size.
Oh, let's talk about labia surgery, too.
That too. I mean, it's
Let's
one of
talk
the
about
top
boob
3
surgery.
body image
Tit lifts.
concerning heterosexual males. And I don't even know if it's just heterosexual males. It may be males in general, besides weight and height.
It's
that's-
males in general.
That's it. It's their weight, it's their height, and it's the size of their penis are the 3 things that they get body shamed for by the media.
It's not even necessarily the weight. It's their body shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It
body
has
shape.
nothing to
I
do
like
with
that.
weight.
I like that. I like that word, body shape. So most men from studies feel their penises are smaller than average, and then they have genital size feelings of low self-esteem, shame, and embarrassment about sex, where it seems like corporations have come in and made this an issue for males, because now there's companies that have popped up to do the wellness branding for men and giving them skincare and self-help, all one-stop shops, from skincare to erectile dysfunction, such as the Hims company.
It's the porn industry.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the porn industry.
Of course it's the porn
What is the
industry.
one thing that most men and also at least half of the female population have in common? Porn.
100%.
You take a woman of any build, and you put her in a porn, someone's gonna watch it. You've got an audience. It almost doesn't matter. You take a guy and you put him in the porn. The first thing someone's gonna say is, "That's a small penis."
Yeah,
Or
it's
that's
about
a
dick
big
size.
penis.
So, like, to find dicks that are less than 7 to 12 inches long, you specifically have to search small penis. And even then, you're not covering the range that is between 3 and 5 inches. You're immediately in the 1 to 3 range or the 7 to 12.
There's no average. There's no in between. It's either small, or big.
At least in the mainstream porn, and that's why amateur porn is important.
But nonetheless, the porn is a dream fantasy land that most reality never gets to. And I think that's part of the problem, is that they want to live up to these expectations, and that's where all these stupid pills and sleeves and other stuff.
So the Hims is actually decent because we're now seeing a rise in men are talking about erectile dysfunction and having open conversations about it, which is not a thing that we've ever seen before. And I'm excited because it's the next revolution for like using lube in bed. That was never really a thing when it came to heterosexual couples. And now we're actually talking about the fact that erectile dysfunction fucking exists. And I'm excited. It sucks that they're trying to sell them a product and not just get them help, but you know.
While I agree with you, I find it funny that the blue pill was created and made before anything to help cancer.
Sex sells.
It's all about making money.
Exactly.
It's
My
all
point
about
exactly.
making money.
That is my point. All of these body shaming in things against men, in the end, turned a profit for some company.
You look like an asshole if you find the cure for cancer and then hold it out for profit. You look like just another business person if you find the erectile dysfunction pill and you sell it for profit. So, yeah.
No, I mean, I get it. I agree. I'm just, my whole point to the body image issues that men face is that it all becomes corporates making money off of said issues.
Right, but it's they've been making money off of women for I don't know how long though.
I mean, it doesn't make it better for them to do to anyone.
No,
They just
it doesn't.
expanded their market.
Right.
And so my whole issue is, have you always felt this way, or did you just recently started feeling this way whenever you realized it was targeted toward men? Because I've literally lived my whole life having to go, okay, I need this kind of hair product to get my hair this way. I need to cut my hair this way. I'm chunky. I need to go to the gym and work out. I've got a double chin going on. I've got to go get that done. I need cheekbones, or I've got a pimple. I've got to go buy 10 freaking skincare items to try to get the pimple to go away. I've literally grown up, and a lot of other women that are way older than me have grown up having to go through all of this and basically just trying things that we know aren't going to work because they're just trying to make money off of it, because if there's really some product that's going to work, they're not going to sell it to you because then they can't make any money. But now since 1997, since men's become a target, there's an issue. And this is just a general question for anyone who just now got on the radar of, oh, hey,
Gotcha. Just people that just seen now it's males are being targeted. It's been females targeted for a whole hell of a long time.
Right. Well, and it's like because men up till what past 5-10 years, men have created bras, men have created lingerie, men have created feminine products. Very few women have made those, and men were profiting off of that. And in probably 5-10 years, finally it's become noticeable that women are coming up, inventing these products and coming up with these products. And when men made pads, it's plastic. It's toxic.
It catches blood, so men don't have to deal with it.
Exactly. They don't care. But women said, okay, this is enough. And you've got cotton, and you've got underwear that you can wear, and it keeps everything there, and you don't have to worry about anything, and it's not going to give you cancer.
Yeah, cups made out of body safe silicones.
Right.
So
we don't want y'all getting cancer.
Right.
mean, eventually you'll find some vampires. So.
Oh my God.
So moving on.
So I can relate to that on a different way, but I will get back to that after. I want to talk about vision boards. I want to talk about blogs. I want to talk about Pinterest. I want to talk about specifically the hashtags Fitspo and Thinspo and why they are so fucking dangerous.
Okay.
Well, share the knowledge.
So as someone who was very much on Tumblr and Pinterest during the earlier releases of them, I have since learned.
So on Tumblr, when porn was allowed on Tumblr.
Yes, when porn was allowed on Tumblr.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Tumblr sucks now.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. I go there for witchcraft, but the non-porn blogs are still there. Don't be rude.
Nah.
There was these tags that were so one of the first things that you are introduced to still when you log into Pinterest are health boards. And health boards can go, yes.
Like right when you sign up, it's health.
Well,
So there are
you
categories
select
you have to
things.
select. And
Oh,
if health interests you at all, you're going to find your realm into the Fitspo and Thinspo, whether you want to or not.
Damn.
And both Fitspo and Thinspo. So Fitspo is kind of like people started realizing how fucking toxic the word Thinspo was. So they changed it to Fitspo, and it's still the same fucking thing.
Okay.
So you get your motivational quotes, but most importantly, it's the same across Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can hashtag.
What was the Thinspo start? What was that about? Like
I don't know
getting
necessarily.
thin,
Yeah, like
or
about
not
getting
really
thin.
Being healthy,
Not about getting healthy at all.
but just hey,
It's
you
about
ate
being
something,
thin.
shove your finger in your throat, you're gonna lose some weight.
I mean, I'm sure it leads down that rabbit hole.
Pro
I've
tip.
never.
That's a pro tip for all y'all listeners out there.
It's motivational quotes that are, if you really read through the lines, more do this because you feel like you have to, not because you want to. There is no gain without pain and all that bullshit.
You're not going to find anyone
Oh.
if you're not thin.
I see.
And
Gotcha.
the most toxic part about this is the images, and it's what we see in advertising, and it is impossible body goals. It is so like before Pinterest and
Like,
everything.
you're never gonna get back to your 15-year-old body. Sorry, it
Mhm.
ain't coming back.
I can because yeah, I probably am 5 sizes bigger now than I was when I was a 15-year-old, so I could probably manage that. But no, I'm built bigger. I am. I mean, my whole deal, and I spent most of my, not really high school, but after high school, early 20s, wanting to be like my sister's size, who is a size 2.
Jesus.
Right, yeah.
It only looks good on her because that's her body frame. If I was to achieve that, it would look very sick, very dangerous.
Yeah.
I would
very
be actually
not right.
concerned for your health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think having goals are important, but make them realistic to your body frame.
And that's
I'm
the
not
problem
saying
with
I'm not saying big bones. I'm saying you do have a body frame.
You have a shape.
Exactly.
It's okay to have a shape.
Exactly. And so wanting someone else's look, even if you were able to get that, it's not going to look the same on you.
Well, that's why it's dangerous, because a lot of these boards are filled with goal images. And before internet blogging, people would cut out images on magazines and put them on a vision board, and just all sorts of setting unhealthy goals for yourself. And like you were saying about finding your body shape and realistic to your body, there is an unfavorable amount of white people in these areas.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can see that.
Absolutely. If it's one race that I think needs to come to terms with how they look, it is the white race. Look at the Hispanic race. They own that shit.
I mean,
look
they
at the
kind of have to.
African American race. They own that shit.
They kind of have to. And the point I'm trying to make is these advertisements and these blogs are most unhealthy to people of color, because their hips will never sit like that. Their shoulders will never be that thin.
Well, no,
okay.
right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying now. Because I've seen people of color on Facebook and on social media, into all of that stuff. You know, they have looked at magazines where white women are in there, and why can't I be white? Why can't I have that frame? But you do have a lot of strong older people of color.
They know that the media is turned one
Exactly.
way. So.
And those women own that. And if it's one thing, the white race, whatever you want to call it,
white people,
whatever you want to call it.
Stop it.
Stop it. You can take from that is be who you are. Stop. And then in turn, that will stop kids and kids of color
from thinking
that and think exactly. I saw, and I think maybe you showed me the video, this girl who was African American was saying, I'm not black, I'm white. My hair is straight.
That was Dr. Phil, and he fucking staged that shit. She didn't actually think she was a white girl. That's stupid.
No, but you do have kids out there that are like that, because white kids are treated differently.
No, yeah.
So
I've met a number of black kids that it's not hard to be of a race and still be racist against that own race.
Absolutely. No.
I think I've seen microaggressions from my own mother sometimes. That is, she would rather claim that she is more native than black, and I'm just, but why?
Yeah, why would you choose one or the other? You are what you are. Just be who you are.
Well, right, but what has she gone through to make her want to do that?
I can only fucking imagine.
That is true too.
So, okay, any more about the
Fitspo or whatever the fuck they call that shit
as
now?
you drown your
There
drink?
you go. Suck it down.
I just want it to stop condensating on this. This is really bothering me. Don't put it too close to the frame. Okay, so we talked a lot about body image issues. We haven't touched on the makeup industry. We can do that another time.
Let's do that. Join us again next time, Jammers, as we finish up body issues. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Bye.